Welcome to the new home for the weekly Brickley? Did I just put an L on my own last name? Welcome to the new home of the Brickey vlog, the weekly Brickey live streams. Too much Brickey. But this is going to be from here on where we'll do our weekly live streams over on the Brickey vlog, which is my second channel. So if you just found your way over here from Hey Brickey, I appreciate you coming on over here and showing up. If you want to be in the live chat, you need to subscribe and join the channel, for free, that kind of subscription, a regular standard YouTube subscription. I'm not fooling you into anything else. But ultimately, I'll give you a quick heads up on why, and format's not totally changing, but there will be some differences. But the main why is that YouTube is really, really finicky, and it's mostly because you are finicky. And the way that it works is over on Hey Brickey, I'm trying to do a very streamlined channel video every Saturday, typically trying to make it, very evergreen video that people can watch, this weekend when I drop Saturday's video, or a video that they could watch 2 or 3 years from now. That's the idea. Every now and again, I will dip into current events when it crosses over with the mantra of that channel. You know what we do over there is we study Disneyland's past so we can better predict its future. So a lot of videos exist in the past timeline where we're looking at historical things, but that gives us context on how we could better tell the future story of Disneyland. And so I will still do videos over there where I talk about, the future, Disneyland Forward, all that type of stuff. If it has to do with the heart and the art of the park, talking about the design, that's the perfect home for it. But the type of videos that I've found success with, and the reason why I was able to double the channel last year, which I'm still very grateful for, I found a certain type of video that takes an intense amount of effort to make. And I still had more time in my YouTube schedule. I love doing YouTube. I want to do it as much as possible. I've created an amazing community. I've met so many awesome friends, and I'm still meeting a lot of friends. So I had time in my schedule, but not enough time to do 2 Hey Brickey videos because they are a lot of work. And also, when you do more of the same, you get same. So the idea was to start the second channel, the Brickey vlog, and have just a more loose, fun place for creativity. And live streams fit so much better over here because this channel has no rules. I can do whatever the hell I want to 6 days a week. And that's the goal, to show up here every day, except for when I post over on the main channel, because I don't want to compete against myself. So a live stream over here fits the looser format and the lower stakes much better. Almost knocked my protein drink over. But it also does something else. It allows me to keep the live streams active so people can watch them after I'm live. Because I realize not everybody can make the 7 o'clock on Thursdays. And the reason why I do this time slot, it was the only time slot that literally aligned with my creative and personal schedule. Like, it was this or nothing. So this will give me the availability to keep the live streams up. So if you miss one, you can catch it later. And I know a lot of people have been enjoying the old news tonight. We're still doing that segment over here, although we're going to be doing lots of different things. Because like I said, there are no rules here. This is a place for me to be creative and have fun with my creativity. And along the way, try to entertain you because you don't really ever know what's going to happen next. I think the first 24 episodes of the Brickey vlog have proven that, like me fighting a printer. Some of you psychos watch that video and respect. So it just gives me a lot more flexibility, and it allows me to better serve my audience. And also, I don't want to stop posting on the Brickey vlog, but Thursdays is typically when I film my main video for Hey Brickey. So filming a Hey Brickey video on a Thursday. Also filming a vlog to put up on Friday for this channel. And doing a live stream. It's too much in one day. So once again, the live stream is a way to make sure I'm still present over here, but just loosen the load so it's not so insane and so crazy. And if you are a Magic Brickey member, thank you so much for supporting the content. I haven't forgot about you. And in fact, a big reason why this channel showed up is because I started to realize, and this is crazy that YouTube does this, but YouTube also does this because this is based on audiences' reactions. Hey Brickey I've been seeing proof that it is getting punished in its reach, how far they push the videos, because the members' content is different than the regular content. And you would just think that they would have something in their algorithm that would just put that in a different bucket and there'd be no penalty. But a big reason of doing this over here is because I'll just be honest with you. I cannot be a YouTuber at this point in my career without help from my audience. And I don't feel embarrassed to say that. And I also don't feel like I'm begging, because I work extremely hard to create the best content possible. So my members, my Magic Brickey members, you guys are helping this out so much. And when I started that, I wanted to make as much content as possible. And I started realizing that that was affecting the other content. So it was working against itself. So coming over here is another strategy to provide better customer service. However, I want to make sure that I'm still taking care of the people that are taking care of me. And there will be a members only live stream over on that channel. There's a link in the description below of this live stream, so you can join me over there for 30 minutes. And hopefully just doing a 30-minute live doesn't affect things. But this is insane. I have statistical proof that I put up my video on Saturday, does pretty good on Saturday, does pretty good on Sunday, because Saturday and Sunday, a lot more people are watching YouTube than you think. And then the sweet spot is on Monday, I get another batch of people that only watch YouTube on weekdays. These are called people that have jobs that don't like their jobs, that watch YouTube at work. Shout out to you. So the videos kind of just grow all throughout the week. But then Thursday, I would do my live stream, and what would happen is the video that I'd worked so hard on would just come to a halt. And your latest video you put out, it's kind of like the leader of the pack. The better your latest video is doing, the more wake is behind it. And with more wake behind it, all the other videos get more action. So the live stream was in turn kind of stealing the last day, day and a half, 2 days from the current video, which once again makes no sense. So I'm working way too hard over there. Tomorrow's video, or I'm sorry, Saturday's video about the missing attraction from Frontierland, I was reading and researching for 3 days straight because I couldn't get the version of this story that everybody else tells to make any sense. So I completely dissected the story. I made my own timeline, and I kind of realized where I think there's been an error on telling this story about the missing attraction for Frontierland. So aside from the fact that it took me 3 hours to film it this morning in the park with a bum leg in different locations, it took me 3-4 days over the last week to research it. And then it took me a solid day to write it, to try to get it to where you could easily follow it. It's just like an insane amount of work. And I don't mind doing it. I love working hard, but I only love working hard when there's a reward, because I'm not a dum-dum. So that's why we're doing the little switch. Now this week, we don't have old news. I looked, there wasn't a ton of old news. I didn't really have the time to put it together, but the old news is coming back. But I thought we'd do a little bit of a looser format. Now I know that I have spoke for the first however many minutes that we are live, but I'm also trying to make sure that when I do these live streams, that if somebody clicks in, it's more like listening to a podcast than just like a dude reading people's names. I want you to be able to show up and have a good time. But I'll give you a heads up. I am going to check in with the chat. What's up, Edward Strong? Good to see you over there. Rich O says, the algorithm makes my head spin. You and me both, brother. I have figured out the algorithm. I know how to make it work for me. And the good part is when you start to fully understand it, you can understand when you're breaking it. So it is what it is. Better to work with it because you can't work against it. That's how I look at it. Tracy says, hey, Brickey, hope you're feeling better. Great job on the videos while injured. I appreciate that. It definitely changed the plan a little bit, but that's okay. Plans have been meant to be changed. And I'm kind of proud of how they've been coming together and how it's done. It's all done way better than I could have imagined. All right, so I'm going to start a poll, and I'm going to let the people that are watching. Oh, is it just yes or no? Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to start a poll, and I'm going to let the people that are live with me choose which topic we talk about next. And therefore, the content will be steered by the people that are here live hanging out with me. Nope. One second. Our first category is Disneyland and design. The poll has been started. I'll read a couple of comments. We'll jump into our first topic. Josh Todd says, I'm a YouTube at work person. Hey, I appreciate your honesty, and I also appreciate your views. Jay Isles is also a YouTube during work hours person. I love it, man. If you can get away with it, go for it. If you can do it, do it. Fairlife protein drink is absolutely the best protein drink. You don't even realize that you're tasting a protein drink. It has none of the chalkiness, none of the weird aftertaste. It is absolutely 100% an enjoyable beverage. And I was just getting ready to go live and I'm like, I am feeling so tired. And then I thought about how much I eat today. And I'm like, you should probably do a protein drink so you can power through. US road tripper says, oh, I watch YouTube all day. A main perk of working from home. Okay, so my question for people that watch YouTube at work, do you have certain YouTube channels that you watch while you're working, but then you have other YouTube channels where you're like, well, these are ones that I need to watch from the couch or I need to watch in the bed? Because there's a couple of different YouTube channels that I follow. And when they post a video, I'll go, oh, that will be a really good video to watch before bedtime. Like, I just know it's not going to get crazy. I know it's not going to get wild. I'm a sleep with AirPods in type of person. So I need to have my pre-bed content. And I know people will be like, you shouldn't probably sleep with air headphones in. And there's all these people like, before you go to bed at night, you should do a media detox. You shouldn't consume any media like 2 hours before you go to bed. And I just go, what? Do you know how insane I would go in 2 hours of just me time? If I lay in bed and I don't have something to keep me sidetracked, I will literally lay in bed. This would be exactly what I'll do. Okay, so tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. because I want to edit the vlog and I want to get that up by 7. Should be able to get it done in an hour, make the cover. It's a pretty easy edit. It's a long couple of takes. Okay, I'll do that. And then I want to work on Saturday's video. I wonder if I made a timeline for Saturday's video, could I spin it back and forth? Like, do you think that when we're in a certain part of the timeline of the story, I could like make the timeline animate? I don't really know how to animate. Maybe I should learn how to animate more for videos. But where are you going to find time to animate? You can barely get all this done. And that's, once again, you have to stay inside your lane. If you go down the road of learning how to animate, then it's going to take you away from everything else. And then ultimately animation, when you add it to one video, people will expect it in every video. So now where are you going to come up with the extra 6 hours to do the motion graphics that everybody expects? Okay. That's what I would do. That is literally what I would do. I'm not falling asleep. I don't count sheep. I count projects. I count passion. I need to lay on my bed and go, that is funny. Okay. Carrie's like, yo, that is me. Glad we're the same. All right, it looks like at 17%, you do not want to hear what Disney's last great ride. At 36%, you do not want to hear what ride should Disney bring back. But at 47%, you want to hear what's the most underrated Disneyland ride. Okay. The poll has been ended. The jury has... I wish that I had like a little guy in a suit that could just bring me over. Like, here's, no, that's the wrong color, you idiot. I wish I had a little guy in a suit that could just bring me over, like, paper towel. Here's the jury's decision. Okay. The jury has voted and the winner will be most underrated Disneyland ride. Okay. Let's go land by land. The most underrated Disneyland ride on Main Street, USA has got to be the omnibus. I don't think many people think about, hold on, we're live. Okay. I don't think many people that aren't us, the true psychos, think a lot about the Main Street vehicles. And in particular, I don't think people really think about the omnibus possessing the best moving bench on Main Street. Now I choose my words correctly. Sitting on the front bench on the top level of the omnibus, thank you for all the bless yous, is just the greatest way to consume the park. I just wish it wasn't a one-way trip to the castle. I wish they actually just brought you back to where they picked you up, just so you'd have more motion, more fluidity. And at one time, I don't know if you know this, but the omnibus actually went to the Mickey Mouse Circus. It drove all the way to the back of the park. It went through Holiday Hill, basically went back to where Small World was at, spun around and came back. So they weren't in the beginning limited to Main Street. Okay, so now we move over to Tomorrowland. The most underrated ride in Tomorrowland is hard to decide because I don't like any of them. But I would have to say, it's a no-brainer. The monorail. The monorail is the most underrated ride because a lot of people think of it as transportation, but it is full-on ride attraction. I love the monorail. In fact, the monorail out at Walt Disney World is my favorite ride. If you get on the monorail from TTC and you take it to Epcot and it happens to be during the flower and garden, one of the best views you'll ever see. Now, let's circle over to Fantasyland. Most underrated ride in Fantasyland has got to be, that's a toss-up. That is a toss-up. I would say, with Fantasyland, here are a couple of strong pieces that I think people overlook. All aboard! The back seat of Casey Jr. is such a great view. You don't have to look at all the other jerks on the train. You can just look out the back. You have a beautiful view. The landscaping's impeccable. But the Storybook Land Canal boats are also pretty great, and I don't think a lot of people take advantage of them. It would be between one of those two. Something in that figure eight there. I love the Storybook Canal boats. And it's also, technically kind of an opening day attraction. It had Walt's thumbprint on it, and it's an exclusive to Disneyland. Now let's go back to Toontown. Toontown, I don't feel like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway gets enough hype as the newest ride at the attraction. Like, I feel like people are still fixated on Rise, because it's Rise and it's awesome. But I love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I can't believe more people don't freak out about it like I do. It is such a great ride. Now we go over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I guess underrated there would be the Falcon. The Falcon's not as bad as people make it out to be. I was talking today with a friend who will be in tomorrow's vlog. And I was talking to my friend and we talked about something, and he brought up a point, and this guy's rode every Disney ride more than anybody here, I guarantee you. He rides them for a living. And we were having a conversation about Smuggler's Run, and he brought up a great point. Smuggler's Run is one of the only times that you and your family, if it's you and 5 other people, it's one of the only times you get Disneyland completely to yourself when you're in that cockpit. And I said, you are absolutely right. Because one of my greatest Disney memories with best parents is we took them to the park as part of their Christmas gift. They had never rode Smuggler's Run, and it was the 4 of us. We put Mom in the pilot seat. Dad was in the Wookiee seat. Beth and I were, gunners. But Beth's mom was just like yelling and having a grand old time flying the ship. And all her dad did was argue with her the whole time. Well, I would know what to do if somebody told me. Like, hit the green button. Which one? The one that's sliding up. And then he's like, well, I wish somebody would explain this to me. And we're like, the first 2 minutes of the ride is them explaining it to you. We filmed the entire thing, and as a family, we have watched that video countless times. I mean, countless times. Like, it is one of our core memories. So Smuggler's Run in the right setting is a better attraction than most people give it credit to. All right, let's go over to Bayou Country. Winnie the Pooh is awesome. If you don't think Winnie the Pooh is, think about it. Oh man, it's a rainy day. We have nothing to do. Let's get really, really high. And oh man, let's buy a cake because it's your birthday. Like, it's absolutely wild. Moving over to New Orleans Square. I mean, what's underrated in New Orleans Square? Everything's like super rated. I mean, I guess that's where we throw the Disneyland Railroad in. That it's a great spot to catch the Disneyland Railroad and the vibes from there. But I mean, nobody's underrating the mansion. Nobody's underrating Pirates. Those are just like top tier attractions forever. Adventureland only has one attraction and I don't like it. So we can skip past that. And now we can go to the core of the park, the heart of the park, Rivers of America. I'm also skipping Frontierland because it only has one ride. So if we look at the heart of the park, the real heart, the Rivers of America, the most underrated ride in the entire resort, because it's the best ride in the entire resort, is people don't understand the beauty, the sophistication, the simplification of Mark Twain. This water here's 2 fathoms too deep. This is my most favorite part of the ride. So there you go. I did the entire thing. Looped around the whole park. Took you right to where I wanted to take you. Jesse says Fantasmic. Now, are we talking about shows? You guys always have to break the rules. Wow, there's 96 people here and we switched locations. That's pretty impressive. I appreciate you all. Josh Todd says Monorail's always been his favorite. Adventureland has 2 though. Oh, Indiana Jones. You know, I always forget about Indiana Jones. I don't particularly like Indiana Jones. Hear me out. Is it a great ride? Absolutely. Amazing ride vehicle. Great storytelling. Fun to ride with friends. But you know what I don't like about it? I don't like the queue. I don't like how long of a walk it is to get there. And I love walking. It's not a laziness thing. It's just the walking and the deception. Like, the most deceptive rides at the resort are these 2. These 2 will mess with you. Indiana Jones and Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit. Oh, there's nobody waiting out front. The next thing you know, you're in that dark little alley with all the noise going off around you. Somebody's melting down and you're like, this is what I do for pleasure? Indiana Jones, you don't know. Like, what's out front is bullshit compared to what's inside that tunnel. And then there's going up the stair, going over the bridge and coming back down the stair. Now, my rule is this. I will not go up to the top of the stairs until it's completely clean. I don't wait on line in stairs. A, I don't want my butt in your face. And B, I don't want your butt in my face. I don't wait in line in stairs. And then people are like, oh, the line's moving. I'm like, I'll go when it's a straight shot. Because I've been stuck on those stairs when things break down. And if you're stuck there for a long time, you're stuck standing in like, you know, a 10-inch space on a stair. And you're like going up and you're going down and people get close to you. But on the center of that bridge, there is a really, really good HVAC return. And if you get in that right spot, the AC will just, you look like you're in a heavy metal video. All your hair's blowing around. The air's so cold. So I really do love Indiana Jones, but just the hassle to get there. My God. And then Roger Rabbit's just like deceptive. So, such a liar, Roger. Such a liar. Joe says, I agree totally about Indiana Jones. The story doesn't come through in the ride to me. Maybe now that the boulder is working, maybe that'll help. Dude, the boulder at the end, there are rides. When I take somebody to Disneyland for the first time, I will figure out where I want you to ride. And if it's your first time going there, I will say to the cast member, like, hey, I have a first timer with me. Would it be okay if we waited for the front row? And I will make sure you are sitting in that front row because you only get one first time with that boulder. And the first time that thing's coming at you and your mind can't do the math on like, what in the hell is happening? How am I going to get out of this? It is great. And nobody ever realizes the boulder's not moving, but the room is. It's great. So yeah, Indiana Jones, I love it. But it's just like going on vacation is fun. But figuring out who's going to take care of your kids or your dog and getting everything packed up, and then you got to do all your work. So you got all your work done so nobody will bother you while you're away. And then you got to go to LAX and you got to deal with LAX and TSA, blah, 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 all that stuff. And you're just like, dude, I would have just been fine staying at home. All right. Greg's with me, no butts in his face on the stairs. He knows what's up. Let's move over to our next category, which is creative life and vlogs. I will now load up another poll for you guys. 3 questions you may be curious about. These all relate to recent episodes. I just kind of pick some random stuff. And I am now starting the poll. The poll has been started. Oh. Pick one. Why is it not going in? Oh. Sorry, it has to be a certain amount of letters, so you'll have to read Brickey shorthand. There we go. Poll can now be started. And I'll read some things from the chat. Michael, loving this. Oh, hope everyone had a wonderful week. Happy to be here with you and all of you. Appreciate you, Michael. I'll see you over in the member stream. The link is below in the comment section. Now, this is an awkward question. That's why I'll ask JT Kell. JT Kell, I'm going to hit you up over on Discord. I just have a question for you that I can't tell on my end, and I need you to help me out. All right. Let me read some comments. Tracy says, I love the Alice in Wonderland ride. We don't have it in Disney World. Dude, Alice in Wonderland ride is another great Disneyland dark ride. And what I love about it is the idea that it takes you up on a second floor and it goes indoors and outdoors. And, you know, a lot of that is a workaround because some of that definitely goes over the top of Toad. So just the stacking of attractions, it's such a cool ride. And when they went in there and they did the visual projections, it definitely made it a lot better, I think. Stu99, I saw Adam LeWoo wearing one of your hats a little while ago. Yeah, man, when I hung out with Adam, I'm like, dude, here's a hat. I think you'll like the Big Brain edition. Dude, I don't even have real ID. I'm just going to roll with the passport. That's what I'm doing when I get on there. Steph says, Alice is my favorite movie ever. I don't even know if I've ever actually watched Alice in Wonderland the whole way through. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to end the poll now. There's been plenty of time to vote. Oh, interesting. Okay. What we're not going to talk about, merch. 9%. You hate it. Is daily vlogging sustainable? 22%. Not going to talk about it. Best part of making a vlog? 32. So close. But what you wanted to know the most is, should I show more behind the scenes? Well, let me tell you. There's going to be a lot of behind the scenes that are coming. If you watch the video that I did that went up yesterday where I was packing orders, I told you that there was something else. That, like, the video started out like, hey, I'm going to make an announcement. And then I got so in the weeds with packing orders that I never got to the announcement. So there was something, I don't want to totally give this away because it's going to be a video that I'm doing, but there's essentially 3 buckets to what I'm doing on the vlog over here. One bucket is adventure, right? That means going to Disneyland. That means going to different places. Like, for example, you know, I told everybody I would be transparent. I would let you know the funds that I make on this channel, the funds with a D. And then I would just be like, hey, this is how much money I made in ad revenue only. Anything else is mine. But I was like, this is what I made in ad revenue, and I'll split the ad revenue in half. So I keep half of it, and then the other half of the ad revenue I give back to the audience, meaning that's the budget for creating videos for the next month. So like one of the things that I've done or that I'm dreaming up is that I'm not going to tell you how much money I've made yet so far. That'll happen probably like around the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th of the month, because it doesn't clear right on the 1st. Like it has to sort of give you the final number, and I want to give you the final number. So I've definitely made enough money to do this next month and some other things that I don't want to give it all away. But one of the things that I'm going to be doing next month is I'm going to be spending $30 on 4 different videos. And these 4 different videos will kind of be slightly evergreen videos for the vlog. They won't be videos that just like the diehard people need to like know who I am and understand my world to watch it. It'll be a video that, if you think about it, it'll kind of be like a satellite, right? And sometimes on the vlog, we need to make little satellites that are on the outer edge of a spider web. And so maybe somebody gets suggested one of those. Maybe they watch it. Maybe they don't totally hate me, or they can tolerate me. And then maybe later YouTube suggests another video, and eventually they just get into the spider web, which is the Brickey vlog. Because on YouTube, you don't make one video, you're making a bunch of videos. You're making a lot of videos you're trying to capture an audience inside of. So to capture new people and to make this grow so that I can keep doing it, because I cannot keep doing it at the current rate. And when I show you the numbers, you'll be like, dude, you work for how much an hour? And I would only ever work for that amount per hour for myself. But one of the things we're going to do is we're going to create a series where I spend $30, and it's things you can do for $30 on your off day at Disneyland. Like the day that you land in Anaheim, maybe a day off in between the parks, or maybe your travel home day. Like if there's a day that you don't want to, get a ticket, it's what you can do on your off day. And for locals, it's like, maybe it's something you just want to try out. So I've been doing a lot of investigating, trying to find some creative things that I can do that are, generally speaking, 10, 20 minutes from the Disneyland bubble, assuming that most people have a vehicle or, would be willing to do a affordable Uber ride, to somewhere in Anaheim or a touching area. Like the rule is it has to either be in Anaheim or one of the little cities it touches. So I'm not going to be, oh, here's something you can do for $30. And it's, in Malibu. And it's like, dude, family's going to hate themselves by the time they get done doing that drive and all that stuff. So adventure is one bucket. And then another bucket is my personal life, because to keep doing this, I got to be willing to take the camera into my own world. But there's a balance, right? And here lately, we've had to do a lot of personal stuff because I've been going through a lot of stuff. But even on the personal days, if you notice, I did pause some days and like not keep making it about me and my medical journey and just give you something different, just so that it's not the same thing. But the last bucket is very much behind the scenes, and it has to do with the very room that I'm sitting in right now, because I'll give you a short teaser and I won't explain it all to you. But essentially, I didn't want to get into this because if I had to stay home and stay off my leg and couldn't do a lot of walking, this was going to be the backup plan that I had. But essentially, starting real soon, you're going to watch me turn my home office into a studio set. And this will become a studio, which the ideas I have for it are absolutely crazy. But this will sort of be a home base for the Brickey vlog. So talking about behind the scenes, this will give me the availability to do stuff like the packing orders video, where, it's more intimate, it's in a controlled setting, and there's so many different things I can do. And with the set that I'm building, it's going to be like limitless what we can get into as far as like, arts and crafts, like, breaking down things, design theories, like, just like insane shit. That's the way I can put it. So behind the scenes is going to be real behind the scenes because I'm basically bringing the vlog into my home, obviously building a controlled like space for it in my home. But it's going to give us like a really fantastic space to do things that we can't do out in the wild, and a more intimate setting that's way more controlled by me. And it's also the type of thing where like, okay, I have a busy day. I definitely know that I want to get a video up today. I can go over to set number 1 because there's going to be multiple sets that I'm building. I can go to set number 1 and I can just like basically tell you guys the story about this thing in my life and actually like show you photos of this moment in my life. Or, you know, I don't know, we can illustrate something, draw something. I mean, I have so many ideas I want to give away. I also have a wild, like wild auction idea that is insane. So yeah, behind the scenes are definitely coming, but I'm in this for the long haul. And that's when I show you what I'm making, you'll be like, you'd have to be in it for the long haul because you're not getting anything in the short haul. So there we go. Josh Todd says that sounds like Josh Todd's just like, when I'm scanning, he's like popping out at me. Okay, let's do another Q&A. Okay, I did one about brand, the business part of it, but that was very low on what you guys voted, so we'll just skip that. And we'll do from my wild cards. These will have no connection to each other. So I have an awkward question I have to ask you guys, and I don't want anybody to do anything they weren't planning on doing, but I just have to know because I can't see it on my end, and Jeremy didn't write me back. Do you guys see the availability to super chat? I just need to know that it's there. I don't need anybody to do it. I just need to know that it's there and it's turned on, or if that's something I need to figure out. And that's all I need. Poll has been started. Okay, it's missing. Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I wonder how you turn that on. Monetization on. Huh. Maybe I have to apply for it someplace else. It is a new channel, so thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. One second. I'm just looking over in the to see if it's a box I need to check. You would think that when you went on the monetization tab, it would be okay. Well, something I need to figure out then. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. No, I already have over 1,000 subs, and I already have over 4,000 viewable hours. I'll tell you, I'm honest. I'll tell you how many viewable hours I have on the new channel. So the new channel has over 7,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And it also has 12,400 watch hours in the last 28 days. 125,000 views in the last 28 days. So, appreciate it. Sorry, JT. I just didn't want to be awkward and ask everybody, but I needed to know so that it was something I could fix for the future. All right, it looks like the poll is time to end. Disneyland snack Mount Rushmore, 24%. You don't care. Favorite extinct snack, 30%. Disneyland you live in. Disneyland you live in. So let's do this the reverse way. Where would you not live? Wouldn't live in Fantasyland. Fantasyland is loud, it's crowded. And where would you live? Like above Pinocchio and that cool little bridge up there? Not living in Fantasyland. That's done. Although, shit, the castle view, just out on my little deck, sipping coffee on the castle, looking down Main Street. Oh. Okay, well that Fantasyland's in contention. Okay, so maybe the castle. Tomorrowland, I don't know. Why live someplace depressing? You deserve more than that. Toontown's pretty sick, but it's also way too loud, way too crazy. So let's take that out. The soundtrack in there is loud. Let's move over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now that could be a contender. There's where they do the Savis, where they do the droids. There's that building above it. I know you've seen it with the brown curtains, the Jedi robe curtains. That could be a sick place for me to live. All right, so it's red Jedi curtains or Sleeping Beauty Castle. There's those two. And then Critter Country, but I want to live above Teddy Bear's. It's not bad. Not bad. It's shady back there. Country music I could hear outside. Make me feel like I'm back home in the South. But now I'd rather live with either Jedi Curtains or Sleeping Beauty Castle. New Orleans Square. Could I live in the lighthouse? The top part of the mansion? Just with my little spyglass looking out everywhere. That would be so sick. Living on the island would be great, but you couldn't get off of it till 9 o'clock. And then you'd have to get all your supplies, all your provisions, because they'd kick you off the island. It's like, you got to get home by 7 o'clock, Brickey, or you can't, or 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock, or you can't come back home. And then, dude, Fantasmic would break all my collectible Song of the South plates that I have hanging on the wall. Adventureland's dark, and I have bad vision. I mean, I have excellent vision, but I need a certain amount of light for my prosthetic lenses. So Adventureland, I'd be like, is it there or is it not there? And the cap gun would probably get annoying. But then there's Main Street USA. Walt's apartment is pretty efficient and pretty cool. Like if you've ever been there, there's like a place for everything. The craziest thing about going to Walt's apartment, and this just goes to show how the human brain works. This is the greatest new Coke ever, K. Molina. This is a orange cream Coke Zero. And let me tell you, the orange is just popping. It is fantastic. And I love the ombre on the can. If you haven't had a orange cream Coca-Cola, Zero or heavy, highly recommend. Small world. Oh yeah, Walt's house. So this is how the human brain's fantastic. I'm in Walt's apartment and I'm like looking around at everything and it's like pretty cool. Well, it's really cool. And then and this is the bathroom. And I looked in the bathroom, and it's like peach tile because, that was the time when people were like, wow, we're going to do the bathroom different. We're going to do pink tile. We're going to do Kelly green tile. But his bathroom's peach. And I'm like looking at him like, dude, the man took his shower there. You know what I mean? He probably woke up, ripped a grit, had some coffee, hopped in the shower, slicked back his hair, pulled his pants up to his nipples. And it's like, all right, I'm going to go walk down Main Street and see what the boys are up to. My whole takeaway for the whole apartment was oh, his grandkids looked out the window. It's just that's where the dude took a shower. Okay, so it really, let's stop beating around the bush here. It comes down to Jedi Curtains, Walt's apartment, Sleeping Beauty Castle. Jedi Curtains is out. Who am I kidding? Okay, so really, if you think about it, Sleeping Beauty Castle would be phenomenal. But it's very showy. Oh, look at me. I live in a castle. I'm the king of my castle. And Walt's apartment, like Walt, is pretty, I could live there and you wouldn't even know it. Maybe I do live there and you don't even know it. It also has a deck and the deck's covered by trees. So like, you kind of wouldn't know if I was in or if I was out. But if I was in the castle, it's like, I mean, the view for the castle is just fantastic. But I'm going to go with the Main Street train station. If I could have an apartment on the top floor of the Main Street train station and I could look out over the Esplanade, if I could look down Main Street, that would be sick. There we go. Angela, no love for the Dream Suite. Man, the Dream Suite. Do you feel like you're in the Dream Suite? You hear like the pirates. You feel like you'd hear that all the time. By the way, Beth has a great rendition of the Pirates of the Caribbean song. She was trying to sing it one day, and like, you know, everybody knows the yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Like, nobody really knows what that part is, right? I mean, oh, I know, Ricky. You don't know. I mean, most people don't know. Calm down. So one day Beth was singing it, and she just goes, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Whatever it is, I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me. Yo ho. I was like, that's amazing, man. She like totally nailed it. So now that's how we choose to sing that song. We just throw the Tootsie Roll song right there in the middle. I did fall off the castle once, Jesse. It's true. I did fall off the castle once, and I made it. I really made it. I did it. Yes. Rusty, you have my attention. Or are you saying that's me on my castle? May I have your attention, please? It's pretty good, right? If you put the Tootsie Roll thing, because like nobody really knows what that is. Like, I'm gonna Google it right now. Heard it 1,000 times. Pirates of the Caribbean lyrics. What? Is this true? Guys, it's incredibly. Where'd it go? Come on, man. I love how free lyric websites are going to be like, we're going to suck you in with all kinds of ads. We're going to ruin your life with ads. Because we're giving you free lyrics. Okay. Where's the lyrics? Why is it so hard? All these websites teasing the lyrics. And you click in. Why is this hard? Lyrics Disneyland. It was literally easier to find the script, what every person says on the ride, to find the lyrics. Are you kidding me? All right, here's the lyrics. Oh my God. No way we know this. It's yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot, we drink up my heart is yo ho. We kidnap and ravage, we don't give a hoot. Drink up my heart is yo. And then it goes, yo. We extort, we pilfer, we pilch, we sack. Nobody knows that, dude. Come on, let's go Tootsie Roll from now on. From now on, it's Tootsie Roll. We kindle in terror and flame McKnight. Drink up my heart is yo ho. We burn up the city, we really fight. We drink up my heart is yo ho. We're rascals and scoundrels, we're villains and caves. We drink up my heart is yo ho. We're devils and black sheep, we're really bad eggs. Oh, that's where the bad eggs comment came from. I was like, what the hell is she talking about? Bad eggs. Oh my God. Brian, California. If they offered you a chance to walk the old people mover tracks for $500, would you do it? Indoor spots and all. Like, I'm paying $500 to walk the people mover tracks, or they're paying me $500 to walk the people mover tracks. I need further clarification. We're rascals and scoundrels, we're villains and cowards. Drink up my hearties, yo ho. I never knew that he said drink up me hearties, yo ho. And it says it like 1,000 times. We're devils and black sheep. We're really bad eggs. We're beggars and blighters. No deal in the world of cards. Oh, thanks, Brian. Yeah. What good's that going to do me? Yeah. I asked you, am I doing this or am I doing that? And you said, yeah. I said I'd pay. So you're paying me to walk on the tracks, or you would pay $500? I still don't understand your question. I don't wear the big brain hat, okay? I wear the regular size hat. You would pay to walk the people mover tracks. Do I know what bad eggs mean? Yeah, like you're a bad egg. Like you're like a rotten. You're like bad of the batch. Or you can't get pregnant. That's how I see it. Would I pay $500 to walk the monorail tracks? Would I pay $500 to walk the monorail tracks? All right, let's think about this. So it has a rail. So I'm not scared of heights, but I don't want to fall and hurt myself. So it has a rail so you can easily walk it. Okay. If I could do it and I'm allowed to bring my camera and there's no time limit, I don't want them to be like, move along, people, keep it going. Like if they're just like, you can start here at the platform and you can take as much time as you want to get back to here. Yeah, I would do it because the B-roll that I could shoot from that vantage point would be worth $500 to me. 100% I would do that. Yeah, I get it now, Brian. I'm also dyslexic. So when I read questions, I don't fully understand. Like I had a thing in school where like someone had to read the test to me because I still don't know if, and you don't have to tell me this, but when I look at an app and I see the little switch and it goes, flip the switch to enable it. And I go, does enable mean that it's happening or does enable mean that it's not happening? And if I switch it over to enable, is it now moving or do I switch it off to enable? Like I literally, like my brain cannot process that. Like Beth laughs at me when I cook from a recipe. I have to have it out in front of me. And even when anything that I have to do that has directions, I have to look at one line at a time and like underline the one line. And then when I get it done, I have to cross it out. And then that's how I can follow instructions. Brian Lee says, your calmness and openness is truly inviting. I'm a content creator myself. Awesome. Thank you for your content and would love to connect and collab. Hey, if you want, Braylon Lee, throw your YouTube channel there in the chat. You'll get some new subscribers. I was just going to read Angela's comment, but she retracted it from the record. Jungle Shrink says, it's just bad toggle design, Brickey. It ain't your fault. I mean, I literally look at some buttons sometimes. I tell you who's the worst offender. I am not smart enough to understand how Google sees interfaces. Like I just look at Google stuff and I go, I clearly feel like there's a button missing here. And then I Google how to do what I'm doing. It's like, oh, just go over to the 3 dots on the right and go to this thing and go to this thing. I'm like, this is like really smart people making stuff for other really smart people. Really bad eggs stink to high heavens, curl your nose hairs. All right. I mean, I was right. A bad egg. All right. As we're wrapping up this week, I want to thank everybody for showing up, hanging out with me. I'm shocked that so many people showed up over here on the new channel for the live stream. We'll be doing it here every week. We will be doing the old news. It's just wanted to do something a little bit different. There wasn't a ton of old news this week, and I don't want to wear that out because I'm really enjoying that. And now that I'm back to being mobile, one of the things you're going to start to see, which is one of my plans for the adventures bucket of old news tonight, or of the Brickey vlog, is I'm anxiously looking forward to finding stories that we can go make vlogs about. Like, for sure, if you think I'm not going to where Todd Shipyard is, you're insane. Like, that's on my short list of things I want to do. I want to go over to Todd Shipyard. I mean, I don't know what's there right now. I don't know how close I can get because it is over in the port of Port Long Beach, Port LA, and it's kind of like a fort, but I'm going to get as close as I can because I just want to see, like, I want to say that I got as close as I could to where they built the Mark Twain, and that would just be fun. And then another thing that I have on the short list is, remember I found that concept artwork of Herb Ryman and Harper Goff designed a fisherman's village type thing that they were going to build in my neighborhood in Long Beach. Well, obviously it didn't get built, but something did. Shoreline Village. So we're going to go down to Shoreline Village real early one morning before it's full of horrible tourists and kind of see what they borrowed and how much Disney can we find in Shoreline Village. Because that would just be fascinating to know that, like, eventually this thing would get built and they would pull reference from two Disney Imagineers that were designing literally something like right down the street from my house. So I don't want to stop doing the old news tonight. It has been such a valuable tool in learning the Walt Disney story in real time. And I do believe that it will make the vlog stronger because there's just some stories that I can't justify doing over on Hey Brickey. Like, they wouldn't work. They'd ruin everything. But over here, it's a free roll. Who cares, baby? Do something today. Maybe people like it. If not, show up tomorrow. Bury it. Keep moving forward. It's a quantity version versus a, overall quality. Hey Brickey is about quality, making the absolute best video possible. Best takes time. But over here, it's about show up, be present. Whatever we get into, we get into. Some days it's me fighting a printer, and some days it's me, chasing down something else. So this is where we're going to part ways. The live streams over here will stay up, so you can feel free to watch them whenever. And I appreciate everybody for showing up. So if you are a Magic Brickey holder, I have a live stream scheduled over on Hey Brickey. Those will still be over there for the meantime. And the link is below. And we'll go over there and I'll give you guys some sort of behind the scenes and kind of let you know on some of the broader strokes of where things are going, what I'm seeing, and talk about some future plans for members only. But to everybody else, dude, thank you so much for showing up. I literally thought it would maybe be 50 people tonight. And the fact that it's 160 right now is absolutely amazing. Did dude post his, did the other YouTuber post his channel? Did he do it? Did he take me up on it? No, he didn't. That's fine. I just didn't want to say, hey, do this, and then blow him off if he didn't. Tourists do go to Shoreline Village. Yeah, I've seen tourists there before. I have. I swear I have. All right. Thank you so much for showing up. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Definitely. Have a fun vlog that'll be going up tomorrow. Don't know if it'll be exactly at 7 because I am wiped out. I'm not staying up to midnight editing tonight, but I'm going to get it at 5 a.m. and do my best to get it up by 7. It's I'll leave you with a teaser because you made it to the end of the live stream. I filmed my video today and then I hung out with my really good Disneyland pal, Philander Butler. And if you don't follow Philander Butler over on Instagram, are you missing out on one of the greatest citizens of Disneyland? And so Philander and I hung out and we kind of lost track of time. And we ended up saying, you know what? We're going to do a walk and talk from where we were at till we got to the parking lot. And so it's literally, if you watch the episode I did with my friend Eric Morton of WDWNT, where I basically interviewed him. We're kind of hanging out. We're eating Joe's and we're just, talking shop and hanging out. It's the same type of interview type episode, but with my friend Philander. And so we talk about Walt, we talk about Disneyland, we talk about the 70th, we talk about concept art. Should Disney show it? Should they not show it? And, it's a really fun walk and talk. At least it felt fun. I haven't looked at the footage yet because when I got home, I was wiped out. Today was the first hot day of the year. And the first hot day of the year at the park, you're like, You got to get reused to it. So I'll be editing that in the morning and it'll be up for you to watch. And then Saturday, please, please, please go over to Hey Brickey and watch my video this Saturday, The Missing Attraction of Frontierland. Friends, I found out. I want to say it. I found out that the original plans for Disneyland was that the Tower of Terror was going to go in Frontierland. Watch Saturday to get the whole story. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Appreciate you. I'll see members only in like 2 or 3 minutes. Got to go over and switch accounts and all that stuff. I appreciate you. Love you.